Silence is the fence around wisdom. Have you ever immediately regretted something you said? Imagine a scenario where a careless comment made in haste led to unnecessary conflict or distress. Such moments reveal the power and necessity of holding one's tongue. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in the mastery of oneself through reason, offers valuable insights into controlling our impulses to speak. At its core, Stoicism encourages us to pause and reflect, using silence as a strategic and transformative tool. Ever wondered when it might be wiser to say nothing at all? Let's journey through 13 practical scenarios where Stoic wisdom teaches us the transformative power of choosing silence. Whether it's calming a heated argument or giving space during a friend's venting session, silence can be golden. If this video inspires you, leave comment number 1. If you don't like it, please hit the like button. Don't forget to share and subscribe for more insights on how to harness the power of Stoicism. 1. When emotions run high. Driving home after a long day, you're suddenly cut off in traffic. Your immediate reaction might be anger, but before you let it take over, remember the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us not just to suppress our emotions, but to master them. By acknowledging our feelings without letting them dictate our actions, we gain control over potentially volatile situations. Imagine the consequences of acting on your initial impulse. At work, for instance, reacting with harsh words during a tense meeting can damage relationships and even lead to disciplinary action. Marcus Aurelius, a famed Stoic philosopher, once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This advice underscores the virtue of self-control and acting with integrity, especially when emotions threaten to overwhelm us. In these moments, applying the 5-second rule can be particularly effective. By taking a brief pause to count to 5, you give yourself a chance to step back from the heat of emotion, consider a more rational response, and choose how to act rather than react impulsively. This practice not only prevents regrettable decisions, but also promotes a thoughtful approach to conflict and stress. Moreover, reframing your perspective can significantly alter your emotional response. If someone cuts you off, instead of assuming malice or carelessness, consider that they might be dealing with an urgent situation. This shift in perspective can diffuse your anger and foster empathy, leading to a calmer and more understanding response. Remember, you are not the victim of your thoughts or emotions. You have the power to choose how you respond to them. By embracing Stoic principles, you can transform challenging situations into opportunities for personal growth and demonstrate true strength through composure and thoughtful action. Embracing these strategies allows you not only to navigate difficult moments with grace, but also to lead by example, showing others the power of patience and understanding in a world that often seems ruled by immediate reactions. 2. When you don't have all the facts, you come home to find your roommate digging a suspicious hole in the living room. Before your mind jumps to wild conclusions about a potential hostage situation, take a moment. It's a perfect example of why gathering all the facts before reacting is crucial. Making informed decisions is key in every aspect of life, whether you're choosing a new car or handling unexpected events at home. Consider the amusing mishaps of historical figures who acted on incomplete information, like Columbus discovering America or someone mistaking a weather balloon for a UFO. These examples not only add a touch of humor, but also illustrate the pitfalls of rushing to judgment. One of the most powerful tools at your disposal is the ability to say, "I don't know, but I'll find out." This phrase is not just an admission of current limits in your knowledge, it's a proactive step towards making better informed decisions later on. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, It is not what happens to you that upsets you. It is your judgment of what happens that upsets you. His words remind us how quickly we can create stress for ourselves by making assumptions without all the necessary information. Furthermore, the art of inquiry is critical in uncovering the full story. Instead of accusing your roommate of nefarious activities, a simple question like, "Hey, what's with the whole planting a tree?" can immediately clarify the situation. Open communication not only prevents misunderstandings, but also promotes a more harmonious living environment. By embracing a thoughtful approach to unexpected situations, asking clarifying questions, and admitting when we don't have all the answers, we set ourselves up for more responsible and stress-free decision-making. Whether it's a mysterious hole in the floor or any other curious occurrence, taking the time to fully understand the situation helps ensure that our actions are always well-informed and considered. 3. When giving unsolicited advice. Imagine you see a friend struggling to complete a task. Instinctively, you offer advice on how to do it better, but your suggestion falls flat. It's a classic scenario that highlights the fine line between being helpful and intruding with unwanted advice. Understanding this delicate balance is essential in navigating our interactions with others. When you notice a friend visibly frustrated with a new computer program, offering specific, relevant advice based on your expertise can be genuinely helpful and appreciated. This scenario demonstrates the value of a helpful hand when it's welcomed and needed. However, it's crucial to first assess whether your friend is open to receiving help. On the flip side, unsolicited advice can sometimes backfire. Consider a situation where you suggest a drastic career change to a friend simply venting about a bad day at work. This advice, although well-intentioned, might exacerbate their stress rather than alleviate it. As Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, aptly put it, "Do not confuse activity with progress." This quote reminds us that not all actions, like offering advice, are necessarily constructive and can sometimes be counterproductive. Instead of jumping in with unsolicited advice, it might be more respectful and helpful to ask open-ended questions such as, "Is there anything I can do to help?" This allows the person to specify if they need advice or just someone to listen. Alternatively, expressing empathy and offering a listening ear with comments like, "That sounds tough. Want to talk about it?" can be more supportive, allowing them to lead the conversation according to their needs. Active listening often proves to be the most supportive approach. By maintaining eye contact, nodding in understanding, and asking clarifying questions, you create a supportive environment that enables your friend to feel heard and understood without feeling judged or directed. Navigating when to offer advice and when to simply listen is crucial in strengthening relationships, showing that you respect and support your friends in the ways they find most helpful. This careful approach ensures that your interactions are both meaningful and genuinely supportive. 4. When someone is venting. When your friend comes to you upset about a bad day at work, it might feel natural to start suggesting ways to fix the problems. However, often they may just need to vent their frustrations without looking for immediate solutions. It's important to discern whether they are simply releasing emotions or actually seeking help, as the way you respond can significantly affect their ability to cope. Active listening is essential when someone is venting. By maintaining eye contact, nodding, and mirroring their emotions with your expressions, you demonstrate empathy and create a safe space for them to express themselves. These nonverbal cues show that you are engaged and truly listening, which can be incredibly reassuring. In addition to active listening, sometimes offering a silent presence can be the most supportive response. Allowing your friend to speak without interruption lets them fully explore and express their feelings. This silence provides a container for their emotions, offering them the space to process without feeling judged or hurried. If silence feels insufficient, and it seems appropriate to respond, acknowledging their feelings can be very helpful. Simple, empathetic statements like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating," validate their emotions and reinforce that you are a supportive presence. Navigating these interactions with sensitivity ensures that you provide the support your friend needs. By focusing on listening and understanding rather than immediately solving problems, you help them feel heard and cared for, deepening the trust and connection in your relationship. Before moving on to the next part, don't forget to click the subscribe button to continue watching other useful videos. 5. When you're in a conflict situation. In a typical office, a heated argument between colleagues can escalate quickly, with voices rising and tempers flaring. In such tense moments, the power of silence can be an unexpected ally, helping to prevent the situation from worsening. De-escalation is essential when emotions run high. Choosing to remain silent rather than reacting immediately can give everyone involved a chance to cool down, potentially stopping a bad situation from becoming worse. Before you respond, it's crucial to acknowledge the other person's perspective. Phrases like, "I see your point," or "That makes sense from your perspective," not only show that you are listening, but also that you are trying to understand, which can soften the atmosphere and make the other person more receptive to dialogue. Strategic use of silence offers several benefits. It allows you to calm your emotions, taking a few deep breaths to approach the situation more rationally. It also provides a moment to carefully formulate your response, ensuring that your words help move toward a solution rather than exacerbate the problem. Additionally, this pause lets you observe the other person's body language and emotional state, helping you gauge the best way to proceed. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of staying present and composed, particularly in conflict situations. With his advice, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. This perspective is crucial in conflict situations where staying grounded can prevent unnecessary escalation. After employing silence to de-escalate the initial flare-up, it's important to transition to a phase of effective communication. Seeking common ground and collaboratively working towards a resolution ensures that the conflict does not leave lasting damage. By prioritizing de-escalation through acknowledgement and strategic silence, you can create a space for more thoughtful and productive interactions, resolving disagreements with poise and respect. 6. When someone is gossiping. At a social gathering, you find yourself caught in an uncomfortable situation when someone starts gossiping about a mutual acquaintance. It's a common scenario that can lead to awkwardness and negativity. Navigating this without contributing to the harm can be challenging but necessary. Gossip can damage reputations, create conflict, and foster a toxic environment. So it's crucial to handle such situations with tact. One straightforward method to gracefully exit a gossiping conversation is using polite excuses. Saying something like, "Excuse me, I need to use the restroom," offers a non-confrontational exit. Alternatively, if the conversation targets someone you don't know well, shifting the focus by asking, "I actually haven't met them, can you tell me more about them?" can steer the discussion away from negativity and perhaps toward more balanced perspectives. Another effective approach is using silence. By choosing not to engage in the gossip, you communicate that such discussions are discouraged. This silent stance, while subtle, can be powerful in signaling your disinterest in participating in harmful chatter. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, captured the essence of this approach by emphasizing, "We are not made to be unhappy." This reflects the idea that we should focus on what we can control, our own actions and reactions, and avoid getting swept up in negative dynamics. Furthermore, shifting the conversation to more positive and engaging topics is also beneficial. Whether it's commenting on the venue, discussing a recent news story, or inquiring about other attendees, these conversation starters can redirect focus and foster a more enjoyable and respectful dialogue. By employing these strategies, using polite exit strategies, embracing the power of silence, and initiating positive conversation topics, you can effectively navigate and mitigate the gossip at social events. This not only helps maintain a pleasant atmosphere, but also ensures that interactions remain respectful and engaging for all involved. 7. When unsure of cultural norms, traveling to a new country brings the excitement of immersing yourself in a different culture, but it also carries the challenge of navigating unfamiliar social norms and etiquette. To ensure a positive experience, it's essential to approach cultural differences with respect and mindfulness. Every culture has its distinct customs, from greetings to dress codes and table manners. Understanding and respecting these differences are crucial. One effective way to prepare is to research these customs before your trip. This knowledge can prevent uncomfortable situations and demonstrate respect for the local culture. When you arrive, taking time to observe locals can be incredibly valuable. Watching before participating allows you to understand the context better and ensures your interactions are appropriate. This approach of observation minimizes the risk of misunderstandings and helps you adapt more smoothly to new cultural settings. Silence can also play a strategic role in showing respect. By pausing before reacting or speaking, you give yourself time to assess the situation and make sure your response is considerate. This practice aligns with the Stoic philosophy articulated by Zeno of Citium, who advised focusing on what we can control, our own actions, and not wasting energy on external factors beyond our control. As you grow more comfortable in the new environment, engaging with locals through respectful questions can deepen your understanding of the culture. This not only shows your genuine interest, but also helps you learn directly from those who live the culture every day. Ultimately, the key to a rewarding travel experience lies in how well you adapt to and respect the local culture. By researching, observing, and using silence wisely, you can navigate cultural differences effectively. Engaging thoughtfully with locals further enriches your experience, helping you gain more than just surface-level insights into the culture. 8. When pressed to make a quick decision. Imagine you're on the phone with a salesperson who is pressing you to take advantage of a limited-time offer. The pressure to make an immediate decision can be overwhelming, but knowing how to handle this pressure gracefully is crucial to making choices you won't regret. When faced with such scenarios, it's important to understand that making calculated decisions often leads to better outcomes than rushed ones. Rushed decisions can result in overlooking important details or making impulsive choices that may lead to regret. Taking the time to consider your options allows you to gather all necessary information and think through the possible outcomes, helping you make a more informed decision. If you need more time to think, it's perfectly acceptable to ask for it. Phrases like, "Can I get back to you on that?" or "I'd like some time to think this through," can give you the breathing room you need. In professional contexts, explaining why you need more time can also help, such as stating, "I want to ensure this aligns with my budget," or "I need to discuss it with my team." These reasons are generally respected and can prevent you from being hurried into a decision. Employing a strategic pause or silence can also demonstrate confidence. It shows that you are not easily pressured by external forces and are taking the time to make a thoughtful decision. This approach aligns with the Stoic philosophy articulated by Epictetus, who noted that understanding what is within our control and what is not helps in maintaining peace and happiness. By distinguishing these, you affirm control over your decision-making process and shield yourself from being rushed. Additionally, while maintaining silence is effective, asking clarifying questions when necessary can further enhance your decision-making process. This not only shows your engagement, but also ensures that you have all the information required to make a sound decision. In essence, when pressed to make quick decisions, remember that taking your time is not just a right but a necessary part of making sound decisions. Using polite phrases to request more time, employing thoughtful pauses, and asking relevant questions can help you navigate high-pressure situations effectively, ensuring that your final decision aligns with your needs and goals. 9. When someone is trying to provoke you. When someone cuts in line and hurls rude comments your way, the initial urge might be to respond with equal aggression. However, handling such provocations with stoic composure not only keeps the peace, but can also diffuse the situation effectively. Stoicism teaches the importance of controlling emotional responses rather than suppressing them. This means acknowledging your feelings, but choosing not to act on them impulsively. This approach allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react out of anger or frustration. Employing humor is one effective way to deal with provocations. A witty retort, when timed right, can disarm the other person and lighten the mood. For instance, a playful comment about their interesting haircut might change the dynamic of the interaction from hostile to humorous. Another technique is to ask an unexpected question like, "Why do you say that?" This not only throws the provocateur off balance, but also gives them a moment to reflect on their behavior, potentially realizing its inappropriateness. Silence is another powerful strategy in such scenarios. Choosing not to react as expected, without anger or visible annoyance, can strip the provocateur of their power. This stoic response aligns with the teachings of Epictetus, who said, "It is not he who reviles or strikes me that insults me, but my own view that I am insulted." By opting for silence, you are essentially choosing not to feel offended, maintaining your dignity and peace. Beyond the verbal responses, maintaining a composed physical demeanor is equally important. Standing tall and maintaining eye contact without being confrontational projects confidence and can discourage further provocation. Ultimately, by employing these stoic techniques, whether through humor, strategic questioning, or silence, you take control of the situation. This not only helps in maintaining personal peace, but also in managing potentially volatile interactions with grace and effectiveness. 10. When you have nothing valuable to add. You're at the heart of an energetic brainstorming session, ideas bouncing around the room like sparks. As excitement builds, so does the pressure to add your voice to the mix. Yet, finding yourself without any groundbreaking thoughts to share, you might wonder whether to make a generic contribution or to remain silent. In these moments, understanding the impact of every word becomes crucial. When we choose to speak, our words should serve a purpose, enhancing the dialogue rather than cluttering it. It's not about the volume of our contributions, but their quality. This principle guides us to think before we speak, ensuring our words offer new insights and genuinely enrich the conversation. Furthermore, it's vital to consider whether our intended input is truly necessary. Reflecting on questions like, "Has this been discussed already?" or "Am I adding something new?" helps avoid redundancy. Here, active listening is invaluable. By fully engaging with the ideas shared by others, not only do we gauge the relevance of our thoughts, but we also respect the flow of collective brainstorming. In addition, the strategic use of silence can transform group dynamics. Rather than filling every pause with speech, allowing quiet moments can encourage others to come forward with their ideas. This creates a more balanced and inclusive environment. Reflecting on Seneca's wisdom, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. We see its relevance here too. By pausing before we speak, we consider the necessity and impact of our words. Moreover, embracing silence does more than just prevent redundancy. It actively contributes to a deeper understanding. In these pauses, active listeners can process the information shared, identify connections between ideas, or formulate thoughtful questions that propel the discussion forward. In wrapping up, the art of communication is as much about listening as it is about speaking. By prioritizing mindful engagement and recognizing when to speak or to listen, we contribute to a more thoughtful and productive dialogue. Ultimately, recognizing when our most significant contribution might be our silence can lead to a more profound collective insight, where every contribution is deliberate and valued. 11. When reflecting or processing information. After a long day filled with meetings and an overload of information, you find yourself struggling to organize your thoughts and derive meaningful insights from the discussions. It's at moments like these that the power of quiet contemplation becomes not just beneficial, but necessary for mental clarity. In the midst of our daily hustle, quiet moments are vital. Our brains are not equipped to handle constant stimulation without a break. They need pauses to process and understand new information effectively. By stepping away from the continuous noise and finding a peaceful environment, we give ourselves the space needed to reflect and digest the day's information. This could be a secluded spot in a library, a bench in a quiet park, or a dedicated quiet room in your home. Moreover, integrating nature into your routine can significantly enhance this reflective process. A walk in a quiet, natural setting can not only calm your immediate stress, but also foster clear thinking and creativity. The natural environment provides a backdrop that encourages our minds to unwind and roam freely, often leading to breakthroughs and resolutions. Silence, therefore, is not merely the absence of noise, but a proactive tool for mental processing. In these moments of solitude, our minds engage deeply with the information we've collected, linking thoughts, analyzing ideas, and sparking creativity. Marcus Aurelius captured this sentiment perfectly when he advised, "The mind is an empire for you, young man. Rule over it well." Taking control of our thoughts and directing them in a quiet, structured manner can yield profound insights and solutions. To further enhance the benefits of quiet contemplation, practices like journaling or visualization can be incorporated. Journaling allows us to transfer our internal chaos onto paper, making it easier to see connections and gain new perspectives. Visualization, meanwhile, helps us map out complex ideas and envision future possibilities, providing clarity and direction. Embracing these periods of silence and reflection enables us to master the art of contemplation, turning overwhelming information into valuable knowledge and actionable insights. Through deliberate, quiet, and thoughtful practices, we not only manage our mental processes, but also enhance our overall productivity and well-being. 12. When appreciating beauty. Standing before a majestic mountain landscape, you are surrounded by a serene quietness that amplifies the subtle sounds of nature, such as the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. This tranquil setting offers a perfect example of how silence can deepen our appreciation for beauty, allowing us to engage more fully with the environment. The practice of mindful observation is crucial when it comes to truly appreciating what we see. It's an active process that involves all the senses, enabling us to capture every detail and nuance of our surroundings. By deeply engaging in this way, we connect more profoundly with the beauty around us, whether it's art, nature, or everyday scenes. In environments designed for contemplation like art museums and concert halls, silence is intentionally maintained to enhance this sensory experience. The quietude allows visitors to fully immerse themselves in the visual and auditory arts. In a museum, for instance, the silence helps viewers focus on the intricate details of each painting or sculpture, enhancing the emotional impact. Similarly, the quiet before a musical performance makes the audience more receptive to the nuances of the music, enriching their emotional experience. Silence, by stripping away distractions, sharpens our focus and makes us present in the moment. This full immersion is not about the absence of sound, but the presence of a focused awareness. Marcus Aurelius's advice to accept the things you cannot change, change the things you can, and have the wisdom to know the difference resonates here. Embracing silence when it cannot be changed and using it to enhance our perceptual experiences demonstrates a proactive approach to appreciating beauty. To further enrich these quiet moments, incorporating practices like mindful breathing or active listening can create a more comprehensive sensory experience. Listening to the ambient sounds around us or focusing on our breath can heighten our awareness and make the aesthetic experience even more vivid. By engaging in mindful observation and embracing the enriching power of silence, complemented by other sensory practices, we deepen our connection to the beauty that surrounds us. These practices not only enhance our appreciation, but also transform each encounter with beauty into a richer, more meaningful experience. 13. When you want to listen deeply. In the midst of a conversation, you suddenly realize you've been nodding along without really grasping the essence of what's being said. This moment highlights a common challenge: truly listening. Today, we delve into the nuanced art of active listening, focusing on how silence can amplify understanding and enrich interactions. Active listening extends beyond the simple act of hearing. It involves immersing oneself completely in the speaker's words, understanding their emotional undertones, and cultivating an environment where they feel truly heard. This deeper engagement ensures that interactions are not just exchanges of words, but meaningful communications that can strengthen relationships. To effectively show that you're engaged, body language is key. Eye contact, an open posture, and an attentive demeanor signal to the speaker that you are fully present. Additionally, managing distractions is crucial. Turning off your phone or silencing notifications can help maintain focus, demonstrating to the speaker that they have your complete attention. Moreover, the judicious use of silence can profoundly enhance listening. Pausing briefly after a speaker has finished speaking allows them to fully articulate their thoughts and feelings, especially when they are emotional or searching for the right words. For the listener, these pauses are opportunities to absorb and reflect on the information received, preparing a thoughtful and appropriate response. Echoing the thoughts of Seneca, "He who speaks to an empty hall can hear his own voice." We see the importance of not just speaking, but listening. This saying illustrates that communication is futile without genuine engagement. Silence is not simply a void, but a powerful tool for focusing on what the speaker is conveying, rather than getting lost in our thoughts. Active listening also involves verbal affirmations and questions. Using empathetic statements such as "I understand" or "that sounds difficult" acknowledges the speaker's feelings and encourages them to open up further. Additionally, asking open-ended questions encourages them to elaborate on their thoughts, providing deeper insights into their perspectives. Thus, mastering active listening involves more than just passive hearing. It requires an active engagement that includes understanding non-verbal cues, practicing thoughtful silence, and interacting in a way that deepens the conversation. By honing these skills, we not only hear, but also truly understand, leading to more meaningful and profound connections. We've explored 13 scenarios where silence proves to be a powerful Stoic tool, enhancing understanding and control in various aspects of life. Stoicism shows us that sometimes silence is the most effective response, helping us navigate life with poise and wisdom. I invite you to practice mindful silence and observe its impact on your daily interactions. Embrace the quiet and see how it transforms your relationships and well-being.